Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekly Top 5. I'm Doug Williams. Today, we're looking at the Phil Jackson move for the Knicks and 5 things he must figure out to turn this Knicks franchise around. Let's get started. At number 5, Phil Jackson needs to develop the Knicks' young talent, specifically focusing on Iman Shumpert. Shump is a guy who many believe has limitless potential, so why haven't we seen it yet? He's averaging less than 7 points per game this season and seems to shy away from the big shots. Phil isn't the coach, but a little encouragement from him could go a long way with Shumpert, who may play better if he knows the president of the team considers him a valuable piece. At number 4, Phil Jackson needs to keep James Dolan happy and out of the news. It's a complicated situation because Dolan will spend whatever he has to spend to win, but even Phil Jackson knows that this process isn't going to happen overnight. Jackson needs to stress the importance of patience to his new boss. After all, the reason Phil can't really do much to this roster right now is because of the contracts and trades that Dolan has agreed to in the past. At number 3, Phil has to get creative and spend money wisely. The contracts of Amari Stoudemire, Andrea Bargnani, and Tyson Chandler are going to make it almost impossible for him to make a big difference in the coming offseason. But I think part of the reason the Knicks hired him is because if anybody can get creative and find a way to put a winning product on the floor, it's Phil Jackson. At number 2, he has to find somebody to coach this Knicks team. Who knows, if the Knicks win their next 10 and get to the playoffs and somehow win in the first round, then maybe Woodson is brought back. Otherwise, Phil will most likely go out and try and find the best candidate for the job. Whether it's a proven guy like Jeff Van Gundy or a younger, more inexperienced one like Steve Kerr, Jackson should try and choose whoever reminds him the most of himself for the bench. And the single most important thing Phil Jackson has to do is convince Carmelo Anthony to stay in orange and blue. Jackson will most likely not be able to convince him that they can win a title now, but he has to stress the importance of the future. Without Carmelo, the Knicks have no true scorer and no star, and his presence on this team is vital to bringing in bigger names in the 2015 offseason as well. That's going to do it for this edition of the Weekly Top 5. I'm Doug Williams. See you next time, everybody.